Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com coming at you today for the fourth and final, hopefully, shave review, shave comparison video comparing and contrasting different double-edged razor blades on the market. So we are going to get started in the same traditional fashion as we've done the other videos. Let's do it. All right, without further ado, we're gonna get started. I splish splash white shaving cream on everything. Is there such a thing as black shaving cream? I mean, I guess like this, like activated charcoal or something. I don't know, something to think about. Black t-shirts, maybe I should just get a white t-shirt. That would solve everything. All right, so we have got the traditional same exact Gillette revamped factory nickel 3-piece tech razor, probably considered one of the most famous classic razors ever made by Gillette. This guard and this head, the blade gap, the blade angle, the blade exposure, all that stuff has been copied by everybody. So many manufacturers have taken the Gillette tech and tried to steal its secret sauce. So it's a good kind of Goldilocks, not too aggressive, not too mild, and it's what we use in the other videos. So I'm doing what you guys should do when it comes to like a sample pack. If you guys got a sample pack, you could do this. You may not want to do it all in one shave like I'm going to do, but this is kind of the whole idea. Going through the blades, and by doing it in one shave, we're getting like a real-time evaluation. We're not waiting days between shaves, you know, different conditions. It's the same amount of hair, the same soap, the same lather. All those variables are the same, and the only variable that's changing is the blade, so we get a really good comparison. My first blade I'm going to start with is going to be the Bolzano. I already know I like these, but I'm also grabbing it because out of all these, I think it's one of the sharpers ones here. So I've already kind of know where this is going to be, so it's going to kind of help gauge where the rest are. These are made in Germany and they're distributed through Italy. One of my favorites. People ask me, you know, favorite blades that I have, especially with like some of the Rex razors. This is one of them. I would say this is near as sharp as Feather, but it's so much more comfortable for me and my beard. As for me and my beard. So we're gonna do it. Just do a couple strokes with each one. Yeah. Now I'm going through like 2.5, maybe 3 days of growth. Clean, very comfortable, efficient, very little tugging. Love it. I'm going to give this Bolzano right off the bat like a 4.5. I would consider it on par with like Gillette Platinum, maybe like the Perma-Sharp kind of thing, in the same kind of vein. Persona Lab Blue, in that same kind of neighborhood. Okay, what else do we have over here? We'll just go down the line. We'll go to the Gillette Nacets. This is one that we missed, and people yelled at us for missing it. These are made in Russia, the Nacet, although they have this really weird kind of look. It's cutting a crocodile or alligator in half. That's how sharp it is, guys. You can cut your own alligator in half using a Nacet. I'm ruining, I gotta be really careful. Sometimes people say that if you open the wax paper wrong, you can actually dull the blade, so I'm gonna be careful to not dull the blade. So I have used a Nacet a couple times, but it's been months. I'm expecting this to be somewhere like on my little scale, like maybe 3.5. This is my guess. Let's try. Yeah, so tiny bit more tugging. than the Bolzano. I think this is a good follow-up blade, but not by much. I'm actually going to give it a 4. It's right underneath the Bolzano. It's nice. I liked it. These are the Rockwell razors. Now these say that they are Swedish steel, but I'm pretty sure these are made in China. I could be wrong on that. Please, we'll put it down here in the lower thirds where these are made. You can buy, Swedish steel and then make it somewhere else. I think a lot of cutlery has Swedish steel. Even like the Germans and stuff, like Dovo straight razors, they're actually using Swedish steel to begin with. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a big step down for sharpness. Much more tugging. It's still kind of comfortable, isn't like painful. But if I was at a 4 with the Nacets, I'm going to be at a 3 for these guys. It stepped down that much. We are going to go with the Dorco Prime Platinum. These bad boys. These came on the scene about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, I would say. And I just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure these are out of South Korea, if not mistaken. In full color. That's cool. All right. I don't actually. I've used these a long time ago. I don't really know what to think. So this will be a blind. Ow. Yeah, that's below the Rockwell. They look all premium. They say the word platinum on them. This is why, guys, you got to be so like cognizant of these little descriptors, these words. They could have the same materials, but it doesn't mean anything. So far, this is our order. So I was at I was at a 3 with the Rockwells. I'm gonna say either 2. I'll just say 2.5. We'll see how these sharks compare. This is supposed to be the sharper of the two sharks. This is the Shark Platinum. Look at that. Shark Platinum. And again, it's got an animal. We got a crocodile being cut in half. Now we got a shark. At least he's not being cut in half. And just also real quick, just for full honesty, I'm just going to kind of quickly re-wet this side and kind of just reinvigorate that lather since I've been blabbing. And normally a shave wouldn't involve this many stops. When I shave at home, I go relatively pretty quickly. 5 or 6 minutes, I'm done. So let's get started on this other side. Ugh. It's a lot more tuggy. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna put that Dorco at 2.5, and I'm gonna put this at also 2.5. It was like more comfortable but more tugging. I don't know how to describe that. It was kind of like, it didn't feel as sharp as the Prime, but it didn't tug as much. Sorry, it tugged more than the Prime, even though it felt more comfortable. I know it sounds weird. I'm gonna give this the same as the Prime, like 2.5, maybe 2.25. Not as enjoyable for sure, guys. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm purposely doing my cheeks more than anything. And then lastly, we got the last one's the regular shark, the non-platinum one. And here we go, made in Egypt. So I'm guessing both of them are made in Egypt. And this actually says Lord on it. So these are made by Lord. And that's not very uncommon, is you have one maker of blades with lots of different brand names, like the famous factory in St. Petersburg, Russia? Yeah. The Procter & Gamble factory in Russia, they put out the Gillette Platinum, but then they also put out the Permasharp, and they put out the Rapiras, all out of the same factory. Okay, last up, this is the regular shark. I'm actually going to put it, I am revising my statement. I am bumping the Shark Platinum down to 2, and I'm putting this guy 2.5, because this was actually more akin to that one, the Prime. Yeah, I don't want to finish the shave with that. I'm gonna go back to the Bolzano to finish up. And you guys may say this isn't a good comparison because I didn't do an entire shave, or I'm blabbing and so my lather's drying up or something. That's fine. You know, obviously I think you get to know a blade more after you use it a lot of times and you have multiple shaves with it. And you know, there could even be variability amongst a blade. I'm grabbing one blade out of a pack and hoping it's representative of the brand. And that may not be the case. I have had blades, especially ones from overseas like China, sorry to say, but I have had some brands that like you get one blade and it's really, really great, and then you grab another blade and it's not so great, and there's just inconsistency. In fact, there was a blade I wanted to pick up for our store. I won't say the brand because I don't really believe in disparaging companies like publicly. I think that's praise publicly, shame privately. But they sent me samples and they're like, hey, you know, we want you to pick us up and retail us for your store. And I was like, sure, let me try them out. And the first shave was great. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And then I shaved, like, I'm happy I did, like a couple more times. I changed blades and the quality was just all over the place. Some blades were phenomenal and then in the same exact tuck, there was a different quality blade. And so I just kind of like told him, like, you know, I don't think your QC's there or something's going on with the variability here. But I do tell people this exercise is really helpful. Especially before you commit to buying a bunch. I get some customers who they've just heard that feather's really good. Feather's the sharpest. And they're first time safety razor, you know, shavers, new wet shaver. And they're like, oh, you know, in terms of blades, yeah, I want to just buy in bulk. Give me 100 feathers. I'm like, hold up. If you've used feather a bunch, you know, you compare with other blades and it's still your favorite, cool, yeah, buy in bulk. But like if you're getting started or you're thinking about trying some or need some experimentation or still, other thing I hear a lot of is you get a wet shaver who's been a wet shaver for a long time and they actually have never taken the opportunity to experiment. They're still using the same blade that they started with. And they've experimented with everything else. They've bought different brushes, different soaps. They have 5 razor handles. And they keep on, oh, well, I'm using Astra Green. I'm using Astra Blue. I'm just using feather. I just always have. It's like, you are missing out. So it'd be like, I always say it, I know it's a cheesy analogy. So it'd be like having the same beer, or the same wine, or the same meal. Like imagine sitting down for dinner and every night you have the same dinner. Like, yeah, this is a great dinner. And yeah, there's some comfort in familiarity, right? But variety is the spice of life. And you don't know until you try. There may be a blade that's better for you. You just haven't got there, you haven't arrived. So we used the Rex 1966. I didn't want to dwell on it since we've already done some videos with it, but using the 66 splash as well. Here, it's still summer at the shooting time of this video, and darn it, I'm gonna take advantage of this summer tangerine, sandalwood, bergamot smell for as long as, because I don't want to use this in the winter time, you know, or fall. This is like a summer scent. Okay, so my favorite was the Bolzano. Nacet was honestly pretty close. I really liked that one as well. Rockwell surprised me because I remember them not being that great, but it was better than I remember. And then these other guys, they were kind of more in the mild category. So they're fine blades. I'm not disparaging the blades. I just think if you have more of a coarse beard like I do, or sensitive skin, they may not be the best choice. So they'd be better like in a mild pack. Or you put them in, I always tell people, like, like our beginner sample pack shows a wide gamut. So we have like, you know, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5, you know, kind of blades, like a whole gamut to show you like, here's more mild, here's more medium, here's more aggressive blades. And that would be a good example of more mild blades. So a blade is not a blade. I always have to tell that to people too. They're like, oh, what do you mean? It's a blade. It just cuts, you know, of course they're all sharp, but there will be different comfort levels for your skin and your beard. And don't buy into these words. Again, this shark was platinum and the other one was just super versus platinum. I like the super better than the platinum. So that goes to show you something. Ignore the words and you have to try them for yourself. That's all I got. If you've used these blades and you agree or disagree with my assessments, tell me in the comments. If there's some blades that I or we at Razor Emporium still don't have and I need to try out or we need to stock, tell me below. What blades am I missing out on? Come on guys, let's have another video. Let's stock more blades. If you do leave a comment, you're entered into win this, the official Razor Emporium black and blue t-shirt. We thank you very much for supporting our channel, supporting our store. Please click the bell to notify you every time we put a new video out. Subscribe to our channel, share this video with someone who needs to see it, and we will see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving. Thanks guys.